Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I am back with this order that I'm super excited about. I tried this product at KetoCon, and I will tell you, especially at that time, I preferred it to its competitor. Um, I've learned that I love the competitor now, and it was probably just my taste buds needing to change. But in the meantime, we were supposed to leave today or tomorrow to go across country. That got changed due to work issues. And we're still, getting ready to go on the road. It'll just be later in the month. So I ordered lots of things for us to take on the trip. Now, before I pull this out, I do want to tell you I could make this in my dehydrator. Period. I could make these. But I am concerned that it's a 2-day trip, and if things would get overheated in the car, I'd have to make them way in advance. Even if I vacuum sealed them, I would be concerned that could they go bad if I didn't have refrigeration, once I opened them, etc. Now, I will tell you, if my husband loves it, I won't be able to keep them in stock. He will just eat through the whole thing. I also was concerned because when we went to Florida this last summer, my husband was like, look, because he wasn't doing this journey with me then, and he was like, look, I'm not stopping. We're not going to go to McDonald's, because at that time he couldn't buy by the patty, which recently, last week, I was able to buy by the patty instead of having to buy the whole burger. I saved a ton of money that way, and but I was buying by the patty, and and that was okay with him. He was like, great, that is such good news. But now, when we went to Florida, we would get coupons, and we would, buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half price. We did it all day long. We never not used a coupon. That was my husband's number one thing. Do we have a coupon? Do we have a coupon? I keep coupons in my purse. I keep them in my car. I keep them everywhere. So, all right, yes. But, so I thought, well, for this next trip, it's 2 days up, 2 days back. The great thing about that as well, because we were going to stay in a hotel with a tiny fridge, not a kitchen, but a wet area, with a half fridge. And so I was going to take an iPod, all that kind of stuff. And I've never used one, so I was going to take it, learn how to do it. I even got the Maria Emmerich book on how to do it. So, but I decided that if we rebook, I told my husband, we really need a real kitchen. So we'll see what I learn. If I'm going to take that iPod, I am determined to learn how to use it, but I've got a new air fryer I need to bust out. I've got some things like that. I had a air fryer, and guys, I love air fryers, but I had bought one on the Amazon warehouse, and it just blew out. The panel went out. It was terrible. I talked to my son about it. He can work Amazon warehouse like crazy. He buys most everything on Amazon warehouse that I know of. And he said, Mom, sometimes you just get a bad one. And I said, but it was too late to return it. And he goes, yeah, no, it's just the chance you take. And I said, okay, good to know, not doing that again. Because I felt like it was dangerous. I felt like it could catch fire, if that makes any sense. And I did not like that my house caught on fire when I was a little girl. So that's it's one of those fears I have. So it was very real that when that all happened. I remember every ounce of that day. And I was little, but so I just try to, be smart. I know that's my history, and I know that, this can drive me crazy if I do that. So I'm not going to do that. So I've got to get that new air fryer out. I think I got it from Walmart, so I'm excited about that. And then it was a highly rated one, so I feel good about that. But I will not take that on the trip. I'll either take one or the other, depending on what I have for the kitchen, iPod or air fryer. Either way, I mean, they're both great tools. And in a sense, you can kind of air fry in your iPod, if I understand correctly. If I'm wrong, tell me below, okay? But I do think the sealed, pre-made items are great because it'll be great for the trip home. And I literally ration it out. I literally pack it, trip home, trip to. When you're driving 2-3 days, you really want to be sure you've got enough to make it last. So, all right, what is it that I ordered, and why am I so excited? I went to Keto Chow, like I said, and I tried these, and I literally talked to the owner and said, I like these so much more. And he said, I hear that a lot. And I said, it's weird because you guys use the same product. And what I've come to really understand, we have made a point of, when we came back off of vegetarian, vegan, to eating meat again, we started with only grass-fed, grass-finished beef. We've noticed that depending on the grass they eat, it tastes different. The meat can taste different. If they are grass-fed, grain finished, which some people like more because they fatten them up a little bit more. It's a fattier type of meat. It's interesting how these dynamics play out in your end product. But I've noticed that I do not like the flavor of certain things done a certain way. So there's that. Okay. Clearly the beef they're doing for this is fantastic. So I picked up the Carnivore Snax New York strip. These are amazing. Period. End of discussion. They taste fantastic. I did do the membership. I thought I had set that card out to explain it, but you can you can join their membership for an annual fee, and then there's all these perks you get with it. Is it super cost saving? You save a little. Just gonna leave it there. You do better with subscribe. Subscriptions are always the best thing. So I did go ahead. I signed up for their perks. It opens certain products that you can't get without it, the membership, and then I did do subscribe, the ones that I know that we'll eat. There was some I got for free, and this may be one of them. I can't remember. New York strip isn't always our first choice. It is a steak that we will eat. My first choice is always ribeye, and then things like this, I go to brisket next, and then I go to New York strip. So it's just the cut of the meat. Guys, they have chicken skins. Have you ever had chicken skins cooked in the air fryer? How many of you, when you were a kid and your mom made a roasted chicken, did you go in and peel the skin off because it tasted so good because that's where the spices were? I am thrilled to try this. Yes, I cannot wait to have this with guacamole. Yeah, that's going to be fantastic, I think, in the car. Some of these I ended up getting 2 of. I think I have 2 of these. This is skirt steak. So if you don't know what skirt steak is fajita meat. And here in Texas, that we were eating fajitas long before they ever were popular. Skirt steak used to be the cheapest cut of meat, and you always had to marinate it and tenderize it in order for it to make really good fajitas. Now everybody eats it, so it costs more now, but this should be great. It still only has the 2 ingredients of beef and salt. This one has just chicken and salt, and of course beef and salt on the other one. All right, look at these beef sliders. I cannot wait to try these. I feel like these will be more substantial, so let's look at the protein on this. Gosh, the whole box smells like smoked meat. There's 5 servings in one container. 7 pieces is a serving, so they're probably gonna be about like that. And the protein on this is 17 grams. That's great when you're traveling, guys. Now, I will tell you that if I open these up, I'm going to literally put Ziploc bags in the car because my husband and I will go through the whole bag. I know this of us. This one is 15 grams of protein, carb 0, fat 11. This one was carb 0, fat, hold on, 9. So, that will be fantastic. These will be fantastic when we travel. Oh, the chicken skins, protein. Oh, you get 8 grams of protein. I didn't even think you would get much. 0 carb, 20 fat, because the skin has fat. All right, and if you're needing fat in your diet, this is a great tool. The beef and salt, the New York strip is 13 grams of protein. Not as much as I'd want, but it's protein, right? It is 0 carb and 12 fat. So any of you that are doing PSMF days, there are tools within this that you might even be able to work in. And if you need a refuel day or a higher fat day, definitely that's a great tool. Okay, so just to let you know, I bought 3 of these. And I'm not sure that I didn't get one of these on, or 2 on, as an extra. Ribeye sliders, yes. So when you think of sliders, you think of those little bitty hamburger buns that are thicker. I'm excited. So this one is 13 grams of protein, 0 carbs, and 180 calories if you count calories, and 14 grams of fat. This one would be one that I'm kind of sad that the protein's not more on that, but I'm glad I have it. And let me see. This one has 5 servings, and you get how many pieces? You get 2 pieces, so these are probably going to be bigger. I'm a huge ribeye fan, so I'm super excited to try this. I think that these were ones, I don't know what the packaging difference is. I know some were only if you had the membership, some you got extra, etc. So if you bought XYZ. Okay, let me see. Oh, I lied. I have 4 of these. Okay, I definitely think I got one of those free. The chicken skins. Brisket in any of these is always fantastic. I don't know why brisket is so good. Maybe because we live down here and we live in the barbecue capital town of Texas. We've had multiple like cooking channel and what's the other one? Not HGTV, but whatever the cooking channel is on the regular the Food Network. They have been down here. Rachel Ray. We have had all these people come down here because it is well known that our town has fantastic barbecue. Now, I don't like to pay for barbecue out. Number 1, it's just gone through the roof. It is crazy expensive. Number 2, we have a smoker. We have a Traeger. Thank goodness we were able to buy it secondhand through a family member. We would probably never have bought that. Pardon me. Sorry, I grabbed a sip of coffee. With all these, fall things blowing in, allergies have kicked up, and I'm trying not to take allergy medicine. Pardon me. But because we have our own smoker. Now, we had a barbecue smoker before. It was nowhere near as good. If you can get a Traeger, if you can get your hands on a used Traeger, I'm sure there's other ones out there that are fantastic, but I am going to tell you there's a difference between the first one and the second one. My husband and I have said it all day long. We smoke matter of fact, today I'll be smoking ribs, fajita, and I think I'm going to do chicken. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I'll definitely do some sausage for the weekend, things like that. So I will do a big smoke day, get everything going, either today or tomorrow. I probably want to marinate a couple of those, so maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But my point being is, it's great. And as a result, we don't eat brisket out. We don't eat barbecue out unless we're traveling or in a pinch, or meeting up with friends, or family. That's it. But the brisket in these types of snacks are fantastic, guys. They are just fantastic. It is worth it. Get it, put it away. In the carnivore crisp, they also do like the crumbles. Get those too. You can add them on the top of a salad. You can, if you eat veggies, if you don't eat veggies. I have literally taken a plastic spoon while traveling and just eaten it, a meal or a snack or whatever. Because it's just a huge protein hit, and sometimes you just need some protein. So whether you're keto, you're on any other version of ketogenic diets, low carb, keto, ketovore, carnivore, lion, these are great tools. These are great tools even if you're not. Even if you're doing Weight Watchers, or if you're doing, what am I trying to say? Low fat, high protein. There's also chicken that you can purchase as well. Thin chicken. I'm not sure if Carnivore Snacks has it, but I do know that Carnivore Crisps does. And that's what we had last night with our dinner. We did Carnivore Crisps chicken with guacamole. And on my husband's, I put additional chopped jalapenos on it because he likes it hot. I called it our hors d'oeuvre dinner before we had our keto shell ice cream. And that was kind of our main part of the dinner. But what I'm saying is there's ways to integrate all of this into your day-to-day if that's what you need. And for somebody that is brand new to this lifestyle journey, these are great tools. These are great resources. So I'm literally packing this down, and I am going to try one with you guys. I bet you can guess which one. It's the one that we have 4 times as many. And I'm going to get that all packed for our trip. I literally had everything ready to go except for the clothing, which had already been planned out. Um, so I'm not going to unpack these boxes. Now, if we end up not going, I unpack them. No big deal. But in the meantime, they're in the kitchen. They're cool. They're basically a mini pantry for the trip. So I'm excited. These are the chicken skins and 2 ingredients, chicken and salt. And the salt, of course, I believe is Redmond's Real Light, because we all love, yeah, it's made with Redmond's Real Salt. And so excellent, the best product. Matter of fact, I was trying to tell my family member who was in an ER here recently and their electrolytes low. I was like, look, you know, your sodium's low, salt it, you know. So ooh, now the bag, when you open it, it did feel kind of oily. Wow. This is definitely not for PSMF day. I would definitely, you can see the oil on my fingers. If you need a high, if you're trying to up your fat, if you're keto, usually you do a 1-to-1 protein to fat. Sometimes you do 80, 80 to 1 or whatever, 80%. Sorry, I can't even think to talk. This would definitely be great if you're trying to get your fat up. It's different. It's not like a solid crisp. And it's not like when I make my chicken skins, I take the skin completely off. It makes a solid, when I do an air fryer, they're solid. Sorry, I'm trying to chew and talk. Now, there are some in here that looks like they are solid, more solid. No, they're not. Hold on. I'm not going to pour them out on the table because I feel like they're not. It's too much oil. There's one that looks kind of more solid. So let's try this one. Kind of chewy. Not as crispy as a carnivore crisp chicken. But this is a different product. This is the chicken skins. Guys, that's good. I don't think it's something that I would eat all the time. And I think it'll be fantastic when we travel, because the number one thing that always drops for me when we travel is I never get enough fat in. And you're probably thinking, oh, that's ridiculous. It's real. I've been stalled, and one of the things that has been suggested is for me to up my fat. I don't know if that's what I really want to do, but because I was going the other way, trying to lower my fat. We'll wait and see. I had blood work here recently. It's been over a week, and it never takes that long, so I wonder what's going on to get my results. But I want to see my results, what's going on with my cholesterol. My cholesterol keeps going down, really down. I used to be in like the 200 in teens, like 213 I think was my highest. I'm now, last 6 months ago, it was 167, which a lot of people, their cholesterol goes up, but all my other cholesterol markers were, spot on, which they've never been. So this is something I would not go crazy on, but I do think, sorry guys, it's just so chewy. It starts out crunchy, and then as you chew it, it becomes a little bit more chewier. I think it's a good tool. This says pasture raised chicken. So I do want to take a minute as somebody who raises poultry to kind of say what the difference is. So you have caged chickens, which is the worst of the worst. And any of you who don't know what that's like, I'm trying to think of that documentary that we watched that just, I think it was Food Inc. It just really grossed us out. Having raised chickens as a kid for FFA and judged chickens for FFA, I used to do all the chicken judging. It was just a team, kind of thing. And it was a weird way I got involved in that. Weirdly enough, I really didn't know that much, but God put in my brain what looks good and what doesn't, and so it worked out really well. But you do not want caged chickens. They are usually full of disease. They have a higher probability for disease. Let's just say it that way. They have a higher probability for disease. They're in close contact with each other. They are not able to move around, get sunshine, get fresh bugs, be outside, walk in the grass, all of that. It is just so, sorry, gross. Okay? I'm just going to be honest. It's gross. When I raised chickens, they were in like the Taj Mahal. I mean, seriously. We even have a chicken tractor that my husband calls the Taj Mahal, that he built in the early days. We still have it. That's how well he built it. The other way you can get are cage free. So what cage free means is they have the option to go outside. So they have a little door, they can go out in a contained area and come back. That's okay if the contained area is big enough that they haven't, dug up and destroyed the grass. If they have, then yeah, no, it's not much better. I mean, at least they're in dirt, they're not on wire, but at least they're hopefully getting a little bit more space. So cage free is better. It's one step up, but it's not the best. So, and you're probably wondering, why is it that when I buy cage free or pasture raised chickens, eggs, they're so much darker yolk? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. It has to do with their diet. Are they getting, bugs outside? Are they in the sunshine? Are they, all the good things? But you can't anymore now crack an egg, look at it, and say, oh, it's a darker yolk. Even though it wasn't cage free or pasture raised, it's still a darker yolk. We're still fine. They're putting things now to darken the yolk in the meal. So that's not always great. And if you can get your chickens on free range and not eating chicken feed, that's even the best. But if you're eating chicken feed, you want to be organic, have only organic. I mean, there's a whole long list I could get into, but, I think those are the obvious things. The best thing are pasture-raised chickens. So here on our property, our chickens are able to roam during the day. They're cooped at night because we have predators at night, and you have to have that. You have to protect them. My husband feeds feed. It is never what I wanted him to do. And, I've talked about it, that even if we had meat birds, which we've done before here, then I would want them free range because I eat so little grain, and our son who's allergic to gluten, I have probably developed a complete gluten, can't eat it issue. At this point in the game, it's been a year now. I've been without gluten, over a year actually, and that's one of those things with IBS that, I mean, wow, you get a little bit of gluten in there, you could have a lot of problems. But I would rather have pasture raised chicken meat. Now, can I afford that? No. Our daughter and son-in-law are raising meat birds, but I have a feeling they're feeding them. And so I haven't verified that, but I have a feeling they're feeding them. They have enough land, but they've had predator issues, major predator issues. And that's what happens with people who have small properties, even big properties. It is really amazing how quickly predators will find your birds. They'll attack your birds. They literally had a predator get in their chicken tractor and wipe out almost all their birds, and they had to start over. So it's a big deal. But for me, my husband eats a lot of food. I don't eat. It's just not fair. Jack Spratt and his wife, he can eat a massive amount of food. Always has. First time I took him home, he sat down with 2 massive plates of barbecue. My dad had barbecued, and salads and breads. And my mom always had 3 salads or 3 sides, and 3 or 4 sides or 3 or 4 breads and 3 or 4 desserts. And my dad would always do 3 or 4 meats. He was in hog heaven, and he would sit down. He sat down with 2 huge plates of food and went back for seconds. Yes, he did. My mother adored him because he ate, and she loved to cook. She was a great cook. And so I can't afford the kind of chicken I would like to buy. So I just eat less. And I have a definite sensitivity to chicken. I was tested allergic to chicken when I was young. And then here recently, I had another issue show up with chicken. So yeah. Um, Another thing I would do with this, if you don't like the texture, is I would maybe put this in a high-speed blender or a food processor and ground it down and then just mix it in with your meat. It's a great source of fat. It defeats the purpose of what this was supposed to be, but if you buy them and you go, oh, I don't like that, I don't think my husband's going to enjoy this. I don't. I think it's going to be me, and I don't know if I can get through 4 bags. But I can't. I'm going to have to figure out how to so that they're there for when we travel. And he can eat anything. He has a cast iron stomach. I think the only thing he doesn't like are mushrooms, and that's it. And he eats mushrooms all the time. He just doesn't know. So it's the texture he doesn't like. So if I chop them up or grind them up or however I do it and throw it in like with meat or, whatever, he doesn't know at all. And he absolutely loves umami on meat. Yeah. So I don't think it's the flavor. I think it's the texture. But I would do the same thing with this. I would just hide it in something else if you need to. What I may do is I may take one of these, chop it up, and try it in some different kind of like high protein dips, like tzatziki. I have a great tzatziki recipe. I would chop this up and add this in it for him because he will never eat those, I don't think. I'll give him one to try, but I don't think he's going to like it. I know my youngest will not like it, and I don't think anyone else is going to like it. So, yeah, we're picky. We're picky people. We have some real foodies in our family, too. And we have some seriously dangerous food allergies and part of our family as well. So there are reasons behind the situation. And my youngest just doesn't eat anything she doesn't like. That's why she weighs so little. Ironically, I'm a big girl, or have always been a big girl, and I'm getting smaller. I am a real obnoxious, if I don't like it, I won't eat it. I've always been that way. I've always been that way. I'm embarrassed to say I would flush food down the toilet. I would hide food my mom would make in a paper napkin and go flush it away. And my sister and I have talked recently that, she would sit there and mother would make her eat it and sit there forever and chew. And she would chew things for like 30 minutes. And it was like, why would you chew a piece of bacon for 30 minutes? I mean, she was little. And, I told her, I said, why didn't you just put it in your paper napkin and go throw it down the toilet and you flush it? And she was like, what? You did what? And I said, well, sometimes I take it out to the dogs, but a lot of times I just put it in my napkin, be excused, go to the restroom, come back to the table, and I would have flushed it away. And so she was like, are you kidding me? And she goes, how did you? And I said, I just did it. I was, yeah. My mom was right there, but sometimes she'd get up and walk in the kitchen and my dad wouldn't be paying attention. And yeah, that's when I would do it. I could not stand liver. There were a lot of things she made. I could not stand the sight or smell of tuna. Still to this day, I can't do it. Still can't do liver. I have liver our daughter and son-in-law gave us when we bought that side of beef that I'm going to buy a grinder off of. Magic Mill is my bread making blender type thing, and they have an attachment, and I'm going to buy that and grind the liver down and add it to hamburger, because even my husband said, I'm not eating liver. And so I looked at him and he goes, unless you like maybe hide it in hamburger. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And he's like, okay, great. Yeah, that's good with me. And I may even take some and dehydrate it and grind it down and just put it in spices. Like I have the pluck that I just purchased and I'm sharing a review of that. And then I also have the capsules. Capsules are expensive. I don't want to keep buying the capsules. So if there's a way for me to do it in other ways, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not as thrilled to dehydrate grocery store liver unless I can get it organic and grass-fed, grass-finished. I think I'd have to go to private rancher for that. But I do want to say there's ways you can up the nutrition in what you eat, especially for someone like me who can only eat a small amount. These are some of the ways I do it. If you buy it dehydrated or you get it dehydrated or you dehydrate it yourself, guess what? I can get that down because it goes from a big old hamburger patty to a really thin, in my brain, oh, it's like a chip. And sometimes they're like chips. Sometimes I'll use them like a chip, like I do with the chicken. I do that with the guacamole and etc. So they're just things like that. And I'll probably be doing some of the tzatziki, maybe with additional unflavored protein powder in it for when we travel, because I'll make our tzatziki to keep all the carbs down. And by the way, one of the ways you can make tzatziki is you use like yogurt, and I've made yogurt for a bazillion years, decades, and or you can buy Fage, Fage, and you can get the fat amount you want in that, and you can buy it in the large tubs. And what I do is I strain it through a cheesecloth because the whey is where the carbs are. So if you take more whey out, yes whey, no whey, yes whey, you take the whey out, you lower your carbs. So I will be making tzatziki. I'm going to do some of that this weekend. I also have some small tubs bought, or the little bitty individual servings, and I'm just going to take some of our toffee, and my husband loves chai. I also have pumpkin. I've got almost every flavor they make. I'm getting butterscotch of the stevias, and I will just add that to it, and I will make different flavors of yogurt fresh for the trip. I also do the Too Good yogurt, and I watch which ones have the lower carbs. I really like the strawberry. I don't know if it has lower carbs, but it's good in a pinch. And when you travel, sometimes you just have to have a couple of those things in the fridge as a backup, especially if you can't be making your keto chow ice cream. I find that if we can't make keto chow ice cream and we travel, like if it's a 2 or 3 day trip, I'm not hauling all that. I'm not going to haul the big ice chest that you can plug in and freeze. I'm not doing that for a 2 day trip. But I can grab the Too Good yogurts, and then I can add nuts or seeds to it, and that is our dessert at night. And it's a high protein, not so high carb dessert. And actually, I probably do better than that because I don't put the different toppings on that I do sometimes with keto chow. So, all right, guys, here's some travel tips. Here's some resources. Here's a try. If you like chicken skins and you like them crispy, give it a try. It might be, wow, that saved me tons of time and energy. Ooh, that's good. Or it might be, ooh, I probably would rather make my own. Everybody has their druthers. You do what works for you. I'm glad I tried it. I will definitely find a way to use all that I've, because it's expensive. I'll figure out how to do things with it. And point blank, guys, this is a great resource tool. I will tell you the regular carnivore crisps or carnivore snacks are fantastic. They are crazy good, especially their beef. Hands down, fantastic. So, all right, friends, I pray your day's blessed, creative, and lovely. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. We'd love to have you. And also, your thumbs up is free to you. Your subscription or your subscribing is free to you. Doesn't cost you a thing. Helps me, helps the channel, helps me be able to purchase things like this to bring as a review for you guys. And then also, because I wouldn't necessarily have ordered all of this, if that makes sense. I know. But I just want you guys to know the resources and tools that are out there. If you haven't seen it, go look at my Instagram. And also, I'm starting to put up what I have for lunch today. What's for lunch today? At least twice a week. I'm trying to throw recipes in there. I did one earlier with the skinny pasta. Guys, it was such a huge hit. And I used 2 different ones of those. One is a cheaper version. One I get off of Amazon. And I will tell you that I can see the one off of Amazon my husband liked the best. The second one, I will use it for a different type of recipe. Oh my goodness, we were in hog heaven yesterday. We were like, wow, this is fantastic. So it was super easy, super fast. It was a great recipe, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, yummy, 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 high protein, actual fiber in those skinny pasta noodles, no carbs. Fantastic. And I'm going to do it again and again and again with different types of marinades. I did marinated chicken, different types of marinades, different types of, like I love pho. If you know what pho, it's a Vietnamese, I think it's Vietnamese type soup. I just couldn't figure out how to make it. I wanted the noodles, and I'm thrilled. I am going to make that with this fall. I'm so excited. And I may even just carry a package when we go into a restaurant and I order pho, no noodles, and I'll add my own. So we'll see though. I never know in their seasonings, if they'll have stuff I can't have or I shouldn't have. And, but hands down, my husband was like, wow, wow. I mean, so much he asked me for a second round. That's why I tried a different type of version on the second round. And he was like, it was good, but I really like the first version. And I was like, me too. Totally agree. We're in the same place. But there are great resources and tools out there. You just have to be able to afford to try them, because some of them, like, you order a big box, it comes 6 to a box. So you better hope you really like them. If not, it's expensive chicken food. So I feel like, I want to bring you guys as many tried and true things as I can find and share with you recipes that I have found that are so good, or recipes I think, not so good, things like that. So, all right, friends. And again, to each person their own. Everybody has their own favorites, their own tastes, their own likes, their own dislikes. You guys have to try it. I'm just giving you my share of what I think. And this is a new product to me. I think it's new to the company. And so that's my review. Will I reorder this? No, I won't. I won't, unless my husband goes, oh my gosh, where has this been all my life? I do not see me reordering this, but I do think I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great tool for travel. And I do think that if you're on a high fat day, these are a perfect tool. And again, their protein is 8, their fat, wow, is 20. So that's more than 2 to 1 on fat. So if you are watching your fat, just make sure you put in a calculator. Yeah, make sure you're using a calculator, because it'll get away from you quick. And it looks like there's 5 servings in a bag, so you really, and 3/4 of a cup is a serving. So you really do want to make sure, and because this can be packed down, because they're little slivers, you do want to really be careful how you go about it. But again, I think if you are struggling to get your fat in, this is a great tool. All right, friends. All right. I love you guys as much as I love you. God loves you so much more. Thank you so much for being here today. I love spending time with you. I love sharing some ideas with you. I love sharing the fails and the successes that we have within this health journey. It is a journey. It is not a destination. So when people ask me, you can't do this the rest of your life, the answer is, yeah, I can. I mean, why would I go back to flu from head to toe, severe arthritis pain, not able to walk, walking on canes, 2 canes at times, not able to go do anything because I felt so badly. Just literally not being able to think straight because I was just feeling so badly because I was sick. I was sick. When you have as many autoimmune issues as I have, they were all flared. I had inflammation throughout my body, and it was horrific. So at this point, and I mean, one of the byproducts of this is I've lost weight. I'm down over 66 pounds. What a blessing that is. I'm stalled, and I may be here for a year, but I don't care, because I'm not changing anything. I'm good to go. If this is all I ever lost, I would be thankful. I would be so grateful to God. So as I share this, I am not a doctor, a nurse, health practitioner, and none of that. I'm just sharing with you my journey. So you think about you and what you would try. You think about you and what best fits you. You think about you and what your health journey needs to be. And these are just things that I found in my health journey. Okay, friends. Again, I love you. God loves you so much more. Keep serving Him well. Make this a great day. It's beautiful here. We had rainy, gray for several days. Rain just yesterday. But I tell you what, Texas is one thing. You can get rain one day and everything's green, even after the summer we've had with no rain. I looked out the window last night and thought, whew, didn't take long for that to green up. Now did it? So it's crazy. My husband will be like, gosh, man, it's crazy. Yeah, it is. So beautiful day today, sunshiny and nice and cool. I'm getting ready to open the front door, get some fresh air in here, and go put all this stuff up in the kitchen. All right, guys, or pack it down for the trip and put this in the fridge. Remember, you open these, put them in the fridge. Once they're open, they got to go in the fridge. All right, guys, I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye now.